Hello, welcome to another episode of CJ's Corner. I'm CJ, and you've come to my corner of the world. So today we're going to talk about something very special. It's going to be about how to develop a story idea. That's right, a simple story idea that you can use either in business or in family situations, community, wherever it is. It's the way to develop the story in a quick, easy fashion so that you can fully understand what is going on and your audience can quickly pick up on the points that you want to make through story. So let's get started. Welcome back. We are here to craft stories that will captivate, engage, and influence your audience, and you're going to get the tools you need to make it happen. Now, let me have a quick little word with you. We're supposed to have fun doing this. Okay, so we're going to just jump right in, and we're going to talk about an example that you might have heard about called Star Wars. Now, before we get to the example, we are going to talk through the formula. So, MC stands for the main character. They have a want. They then take an action. They run into obstacles that they have to overcome. And that combination of events creates a great story idea. The reason it's a story idea and not creating something else is because it gives you plenty to build on. In other words, if we create one sentence that expresses some of these items, that one sentence is going to be enough to drive 100 pages of story ideas for you. So let's say your main character is your customer. Let's say they want or at least desire to be profitable in a certain area that just isn't working for them. And they've tried certain actions that fail. And you recommend new actions that can actually help. But during their failure periods, they realized that there were all kinds of obstacles they had to overcome. And they start to recognize that your action steps don't have those kind of obstacles because your action steps automatically overcome the obstacles. There you have a story structure to help you develop a story for your customer. Now let's say you have kids and you're going to put them in bed, and while you're putting them in bed they say, "Oh, can you please tell me a story?" And you're like, "What? I got to come up with a story?" Of course you'll tell them the story. You'll first have to think about a main character. And you have to figure out, okay, what does this main character want? What steps do they start taking? What conflicts do they run into? What other actions do they take to overcome that? What obstacles cause them to face some kind of consequence? And you just keep on moving through that pattern until you want the story to end with a wonderful resolve. Here's the solution. Really easy if you know the story structure to create a story from scratch. Okay, so let's go to the example. A restless farm boy wants to become a hero like his father. Or maybe we should say wants to become a Jedi like his father. So he goes on a mission to rescue a princess, but the Empire will kill him if he is caught. Dun dun dun. Sounds like Star Wars, doesn't it? It's that simple. We just structure those elements together into one sentence and we know where the story is headed. So let's start out by talking about the main character. When we talk about a restless farm boy, if you think back in Star Wars, instead of thinking about the main character as a future Jedi, think about what is he currently? Well, he's working his uncle's farm. And he really doesn't want to be there. He wants to be where there's some excitement in the world. So as a result, we call him a restless farm boy. And that's all you need. That's enough to get the story moving. So, whoops. Sorry about that. My phone just went flying. And I just wanted to make sure it was still working. So, the question is, what is it that he wants? Now, Luke Skywalker wants to have that excitement, and he wants to become a Jedi like his father. He wants to become a hero, per se, because the stories he heard about Anakin was all about heroism. He wants that. He wants to fulfill that same destiny. Now, we know, after watching it ourselves, that there's a little more to the story than that. But it's enough to get the story going because we now know what he wants. Your customers are the same way. You have to know what it is that they want so you can put the want into the story. The goal here is that you're going to tell a story that moves them down a path to deciding that their solution is the one that you offer. That's the critical key. Okay, so let's move to the next point. We already talked about this. This is the sample from Star Wars. Okay, the next point is there's got to be action taken. Not only does the customer need to take action, but the customer has already taken action. You can use both elements in the story. You can have a recommended action that they take, and they realize, wow, your action step works far better than anything that we've ever done. In that process, we can again look at it from a story standpoint. So let's go to Star Wars once again. So Luke, he goes on a mission to rescue a princess. Remember, R2-D2 had a little holographic image of the princess saying, "I need your help, Obi-Wan." Luke decides, let's go see what we need to do to help the princess out. This is a really important thing because that gives the goal as far as what that driving point of the reasoning and everything else that you're going after the solution. That goal helps move the decision forward and it gets the solution to the customer much faster. Okay, but they face obstacles. The customer has problems, and that's why they have come to you. They see a problem that they don't know how to fix. You say you have a solution that will fix their problem. We have to learn what those obstacles are. Sometimes it can just be an overview. In Star Wars, there was an overview of problems, but then there were specific incidences of problems. For instance, we knew that the Empire was trying to wipe out the Jedi. And Luke is now a Jedi, or he's in training to be a Jedi. And that's the overarching thing. They were making the Death Star head toward the planet where the Jedis were hiding out, and they were on to just destroy the whole planet instantly. Well, within that storyline, there are several other little story points that Luke has to overcome. The last one, of course, is shooting a laser beam into a small little hole that's miles away. And the machine wasn't working properly because he turned it off and he used the Force. Perfect aim, the whole thing blows up. But before that, there were also other numerous steps that they had to overcome and overcome and overcome. Each of those steps are considered obstacles. And in Star Wars, of course, for this sentence, we just placed in what is that overall arching problem. But again, with every step within the process, with every action step, comes another obstacle. And we have to understand what that is and how that step takes care of that obstacle. So let's go back to the formula. The main character, their want or desire, the action step they take, or the one that you have given them to try out, the obstacle that it faces or the problem that it resolves, and there is your storyline to be able to present great story to get the sale closed, or to satisfy the grandchild that's trying to go to sleep, or to share with your family a moral that you want to get across through story. Whatever your choice for story usage is, that's the important thing, is to determine what are the things that the listener wants, or what your main character wants, because it's representative of what the listener's life will be like, and taking action steps to prove out whether or not it works or not, to overcome whatever obstacles or problems are related to that action step. Same story over and over and over. Very simple formula. When you learn it, when you understand it, you'll be able to answer any customer's question in a way where they'll know how it applies to their life. A lot of times people say, oh, I'm selling this fantastic widget. It has these 17 features. You know what? So what? Unless they know how it applies to their life, which only can be understood through some form of story, you're not going to close the deal unless they already know they just happen to need it, or they want to give it a try for whatever reason. But it's story that helps us understand the application. It's story that gives us the emotional energy to make the buying decision, which is risky to some extent. And there lies the way story closes a business deal. All right. Well, I hope this has been helpful for you. And until next time, have a great day.